Most of us grab open source packages almost on autopilot. I do it too. And for the most part, that's fine, especially if you're using familiar packages you trust. But all it takes is that one vulnerable package that could put your whole system at risk. So if we really want to protect our software supply chain, we've got to start catching these risks as soon as we bring in packages. In other words, we've got to shift left. And that means just moving our security checks to the start of the process instead of saving them for the end. Now, some folks will tell you the supply chain starts with Git or with your IDE or even with the developer. But if you wait until then, you're already late. The real starting point is the moment you pull in open source components. These could potentially make up about 90% of your code, and that's where vulnerabilities sneak in. Shifting left is all about spotting issues right when you grab that package, not later. Now, known vulnerabilities are listed in public databases like NVD and CVE. Remember Log4Shell? Well, people were already using it even before anyone knew it was risky. And once it hit the database, everyone rushed to see if they were affected. Now, the good news is that once a vulnerability is listed, you can track it and you can patch it. But the bad news is that hackers can see that information too. And though they may not know if you're using it, they can attack thousands of systems automatically and can even share ways to exploit it online. And sometimes you don't even know if a vulnerability exists in your system or where it might be. That means you'll have to take an inventory of your applications, which could take up a lot of time. And unknown vulnerabilities, scanners can't even see those, so they could already be in your production system without you even knowing. So, how do you handle this? Well, don't try to check every package by hand. There's just way too many, updates are constant, hidden dependencies make it a nightmare, and manually checking requires a deep level of knowledge. Also, don't try to track every app or server manually. There's just too much infrastructure, complex dependency trees, and too much room for human error. That's reactive, not shift left. So here's the better approach. Move detection and prevention earlier. Automate package tracking across your pipelines and your production, and get alerts when new vulnerabilities pop up. That way, you're stopping the problems before they blow up downstream. ProGet helps you put shift left into practice. Think of it like a filter at the front door. You can block vulnerable packages before anyone downloads them and keep track of where all your packages are being used. Not every vulnerability needs to be blocked. Some aren't exploitable, and sometimes you need a package temporarily. Well, ProGet gives you the flexibility to block what matters, allow what's safe, and always see what's happening. So, shifting left isn't just testing earlier. It's about rethinking where your software supply chain starts. And it's not in Git, it's not in your IDE, it's when you grab those open source packages. And by combining blocking and automatic tracking with a tool like ProGet, you bring security earlier into the process and reduce risk before it reaches production.